Getting a little attention there from the adult. This little hippo is 5 days old. Sydney was saying earlier, Mavis, the lady that lives at the camp here, looks after it when they're not here. She actually saw the birth. It was out in the bank 5 days ago. And looking at the size of this little youngster, I think it's looking strong and healthy for that age. Of course, a slightly more common scene in winter time is to find hippos basking in the sunlight. The sun is not nearly as vicious as it is in summertime. Much more gentle, and therefore the hippos don't get this sort of, call it sunburn for lack of a longer description. Hey little one, look at that. Looks like it's got a little happy face. You see, looks like it's smiling. Awesome, huh? Absolutely awesome. So yeah, now in winter time we'll see this kind of thing more often, hippos being out the water. Also Sydney's Dam is quite a large, it's not maybe in surface areas large as Gowrie Waterhole when it's full, but certainly in terms of its ability to keep water through winter and the deeper section here to the right, it's a very good waterhole, also a very active waterhole, one of the more active waterholes around this area. What that adult's doing? Cleaning her nose in the mud there. Got an awesome little face, huh? I think it's one of the things, I mean, as all of us know, little animals, apart from maybe little birds when they're very small, they always find a very quick way into most humans' hearts. Something about the fragility and maybe the innocence even of young animals, but they all have their own unique looks. And I think looking at this little 5-day-old hippo, you can certainly say that they look different from, let's say, a baby elephant or a baby human or a baby leopard for that matter. It's quite a unique looking thing. You can look at that. And the body itself, but I love the face. Reminds me of, remember those, it was a TV series, Dinosaurs or something. I forgot the series' name, but Earl was the father. There's something about those characters that I think of when I look at this little one's face. A little happy smiley mouth. don't actually know, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, quite often it's a popular thing to get some extra minerals. They'll eat little bits of sand, and around waterholes where there's a lot of water evaporating over time. That's often the case. But I was looking earlier as we stopped here. We sat here a few minutes just to make sure signal works before we started the drive. And look at the little one. And I noticed that all these hippos, their noses were all very wet, very sweaty. Again, many of you might know, many of you might not, but hippos, when they are in the sun, they get this secretion in their sweat, and it literally acts a bit like a sunscreen, helps them from getting burnt, and especially the areas where the skin is more sensitive. In other words, if you look at the bodies where it's slightly pinkish around the ears and the jaws and so on, and I noticed specifically these hippos all had very wet noses lying in the sun, so maybe they were sweating a bit, and now they're just using the sand and the mud to clean it off a bit. Alternatively, have a bit of a dip in the water, a bit of a swim. I've got an absolutely lovely little hippo.